I don't even know where to start. My husband tested positive for herpes. He came home from the doctor, didn't say a word at first, just handed me the results and asked how long I've been cheating on him. I froze. I don't know if I was more scared or ashamed, but the look on his face, it said he already knew. He just wanted to hear it from me. I told him I hadn't cheated. He asked again, staring at me, waiting. I told him maybe he should think about where he got it from before accusing me. He got angry, said he had never been with anyone else. I told him that's what everyone says. He just kept looking at me, and I felt my stomach drop. He wasn't going to let this go. He asked again and again, kept saying something doesn't add up. I kept denying, kept deflecting. I said maybe his doctor was wrong, maybe it was dormant for years. He said that wasn't how it works. I could see it in his eyes. He didn't believe me. Maybe that's why he got an STD panel all of a sudden. There's no other reason other than the fact he guessed something was up. He wasn't yelling. He just looked at me with this calm that felt worse, like he had already accepted something and was waiting for me to catch up. I told him I'd get tested to prove I didn't have it, that maybe he got it from a gym towel or a razor or something. He said I sounded like someone trying to avoid the truth. I told him he was being paranoid. The thing is, I know exactly what happened. There was the neighbor. He came over one day when my husband was out of town. We had been talking for a couple of months and planned to hang out when we were alone. We were drinking wine, sitting close. One thing led to another. We ended up in the bedroom. Clothes off. We lay there. There was a bit of penetration, but I stopped it. I panicked, told him to leave. It was a reality check. I had stepped outside of marriage. I still had the moral high ground somehow because I had managed to stop. Somehow that encounter liberated me. It got into my head that I could start living more precariously now, have a bit more adventurous life. Then came the other two. One was a guy off Craigslist. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I wasn't thinking at all. I was browsing out of boredom, curiosity, started chatting. He was older, mid-40s maybe, divorced. He had this confidence about him, like he knew what he was doing. We met at a coffee shop first. He bought my drink, asked me about my life, like he actually cared. He had this way of making me feel seen. That afternoon in the motel room after we had done everything possible, I remember thinking it wasn't even about him. It was about feeling wanted, feeling like I had power. He was good, not in a fireworks way, but in an experienced way. He took his time. I felt appreciated. That was different. The other was from a hookup site. He was younger, mid-30s, fit, married, which made it feel equal somehow. He told me his wife didn't pay attention to him anymore, that she only saw him as a dad, not a man. I told him I understood. I told myself we were just two people meeting a need. It was rushed, heated, in his car. It was exciting and so different, like I was doing something completely outside myself. I didn't think about consequences. I didn't think about my husband. Both were within the past 6 months. None of it was emotional. None of it felt meaningful. But now all of it matters. Husband keeps looking at me like I'm a stranger, like he's trying to figure out who I am. I've never seen him like this. He's quiet, but he's not letting it go. He asks questions out of nowhere. Says things like, "Was it worth it?" Or, "How many times did you have to lie to me in one day?" I don't know what to say. I keep lying. I tell him I haven't been with anyone. I stick to that story. But I can see he doesn't buy it. This morning he said he was going to get answers one way or another. Said I had 24 hours to give him the full truth or he was walking out. And I believed him. Update 1. My husband snooped in my mail and saw the results of the test I had taken a few weeks ago because I forgot to log out of my email on the computer. I walked into the living room and he was just sitting there staring at the screen. He didn't say anything at first, just pointed at it. I tried to walk away. He said, "Liar." I tried to say I didn't know how that happened, that maybe I had it from years ago. He asked again. I said I didn't know. He asked how many. I didn't answer. He asked again. I said 1. He said, "Try again." I said 2. He just kept looking. I finally said 3. I didn't go into detail, just gave numbers. He didn't ask for names. He didn't want the specifics. He said that would make it worse. He said the only thing he cared about was that I exposed him to something he never agreed to. that he trusted me and I made him a fool, that I gambled with his health and his future like it meant nothing. He told me he had already booked a follow-up with his doctor to get more tests, said he's not taking chances anymore, said he's never going to trust someone like that again. I didn't know what to say. I told him I was sorry. He said I wasn't sorry. I was scared. And that scared isn't the same thing. He hasn't looked at me the same since. I try to talk and he walks out of the room. I try to ask what he's thinking and he says nothing. I know he's thinking everything. I found a list in his notebook of questions. Questions he wanted to ask me. Where did I meet them? Did I use protection? Did I think about him before, during, after? Why didn't I stop myself? What was missing? I couldn't answer even if he asked. I don't have answers. I only have moments that felt good in the moment and left me with nothing now. I keep thinking if I had just not answered that Craigslist post, if I had just shut the door on the neighbor, if I had closed the tab on the site, but I didn't, and now he knows. He said he doesn't know what happens next, that he needs time to think, but I think he's already made up his mind. He's just working out the details. Final update, it's over. He left a few days ago, took his clothes, some of his tools, his laptop, and a few books. He said he's not coming back. He said he's going to file for divorce. Said he's already talked to someone. I didn't ask who. He didn't fight, not even when I got in his face yelling. He just said it plain. Said I can't keep the house. Said he's selling it. Said I don't get to stay in the place where I cheated and built this mess. He said he's making sure I don't walk away from this without consequences. I asked what he meant by that, and he said he's suing me. He said I put his health at risk, that I knowingly exposed him, that I took something from him he can never get back. He said he talked to a lawyer, and they told him he has a case, that he can make sure I pay for the rest of my life, and that he holds all the cards now, that I won't ever be able to start over without this hanging over me. He said I should get a lawyer too, if I can afford one. Then he laughed. Said maybe I'll have to do what I do best to get the money for that. I didn't respond. Now I don't know what to do. I don't even know if he's serious. Can he actually sue me? Can he actually make me pay him forever? I don't even know where to start. I don't want to lose everything. I don't want to be financially ruined because of this. I feel like he's trying to punish me in every way possible. And then there's telling his family. He said he's doing that too, that he's making sure they all know, that everyone will know. I don't know if I can handle that. I don't know what they'll say. His mom always liked me. His sister used to text me just to talk. Now they're going to see me for what I really am. I don't know how to face that. I keep thinking about how I got here, how I let this happen, how I let it get so far that there's no way back. And now it's not just losing him, it's losing my life as I know it. I want legal advice. I need to know what I can do to stop this. I need to know if he can actually follow through on all this. I don't know if he's just trying to scare me or if he really means to make sure I never recover from this. I feel trapped, not just by what I did, but by what's coming, and I don't know how to stop it.